E aí pessoal, quem fala aqui é o Kaylee, voltando mais uma vez com Alan Wake Remastered aqui no PC. Continuar a nossa série, depois que eu consegui resolver os probleminha lá, né, de imagem, essas coisas, milagre, que bom, né. Mas bem, bora lá pessoal. Antes, quem não foi inscrito, por favor, assiste o vídeo, se você gostar, por favor, dá o like e se inscreve, vai que você gosta, né, dá uma chance. Quem já foi inscrito, curte, compartilha, sempre vai ajudar nós. Bora lá.
Previously on Alan Wake, Alice has been kidnapped.
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
I can't tell anyone except my agent Barry.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her! You're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head.
The ransom is a manuscript I supposedly wrote that's coming true before my eyes.
It happened just the way it was on that page. So dark.
I have found only a few scattered pages.
I want the entire manuscript.
The deadline is in 2 days.
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Good girl.
How the hell did she get her hands on the manuscript anyway?
I don't know. She's resourceful. I told you were too hard on her. Listen, I found out all sorts of interesting stuff while I was digging around.
Yeah.
Mr. Wake, it's Sheriff Breaker. We have an FBI agent here, Agent Nightingale.
FBI?
He's anxious to see you. You'd better come to the station.
Okay, I'll be right over, Sheriff. Let's make this quick, huh?
Hello, folks. Name's Randolph. I'm the manager.
We're looking for Rose. Works as a waitress down at the diner.
Rose, sure. Nice girl. Who wants to know?
I'm Alan Wake.
The writer, huh? I heard on the radio you were visiting. Well, I'll show you her trailer. That Rose, she's a nice girl. Always pays her rent on time.
As I was saying, Al, I found all sorts of weird stuff from the local newspaper's archives. This place is crazy. Disappearances, mysterious deaths, urban legends come true, and get this, most of this stuff takes place around Cauldron Lake.
Ah, legal.
You ain't wrong, mister. The Indians thought the lake was a doorway to the underworld. I'm the God-fearing type myself. I don't hold with that sort of thing.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, there was an island there owned by a guy called Thomas Zane. Now, some of the articles
Tem
I
umas
found
coisas
about
dele
him
que eu
made him
achei.
out to be a famous writer, but I ran a bunch of searches, couldn't find a single thing he wrote. Zane was heavily into diving, so much so that the place came to be called Diver's Isle. But the volcano under the lake erupted in 1970, and Zane went down with the island.
Que legal, hein? Tinha uns livros dele lá. Esses trailers são quase uma casa, basicamente. Quer dizer, são casas, né? Só que são uns trailers de metal, nessas casinhas de metal.
Come on, mister. I'll take you to Rose's trailer.
Tô dando uma olhada, calma.
Yeah, how about that? It was there in the morning, as if it had fallen from the sky. But it would take a tornado to lift something like that. We're damn lucky it didn't crush any of the trailers.
Porra, como é que isso aqui veio por aqui?
It's not far.
Lanche. Abre aí, vai.
It gets better. A local girl, Barbara Jagger, drowned in Cauldron Lake just a week earlier. They were lovers.
Sure, Jagger's a local spook story. The Scratching Hag. Comes for you in the dark. Childish stuff like that.
Massa.
Anyway, Al, I'm just getting to the best part. All of the articles about this stuff were written by Cynthia Weaver. I asked around, and she's that crazy bag lady you met.
What, the lamp lady? She can be a little loopy, but she's not homeless or anything.
Yeah, anyway, she knew both Jagger and Zane before they both died, and she had some kind of a breakdown.
Ok. Senhor, o que você tá fazendo? Não tem café aqui, senhor.
Welcome to... Oh dear, Mr. Wake. I'm so glad you're here.
Rose, you have my manuscript?
Oh. Oh yes. Yes. Please, come in.
Hey, this is really good.
Rose,
Yes,
my manuscript. I really need it.
I understand. I know what you need. A muse to inspire you.
Oh, for Barry? She doesn't have anything.
Yeah, hey, Al? Al, what's... Oh...
Barry! What? What?
Que bosta.
It's coming for you, hiding in my barber's skin. I'm too weak to stop it. You must turn the lights on.
I promised I'd come visit you and your lovely wife. You must finish what you started. I insist.
Insiste o caralho, ele vai tomar no
Turn the
cu.
lights on. Turn the light on.
Back to work, boy.
I felt nauseous, hungover. Only anger kept me going.
I can't tell reality from dream anymore, but it seems I have an imaginary editor to help me. She's an old woman in a funeral dress. I call her Barbara Jagger. She's very strict. I'm writing faster and faster. My manuscript is being heavily revised. The edits are getting very aggressive, and each day there's less of me and more of her. I hate it, but I know she's right. She promises me I can save Alice this way. She knows more of this than I do. About the complex incantation I'm attempting. About this place. She's worked with another writer under similar circumstances, Thomas Zane. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I'm getting close. I can feel it.
Ok. Olha o ator que dá tipo aparência pro Alan Wake. Ali.
Rose took a day from me. I had less than 12 hours left to meet the kidnapper. All I could do was get Barry into the car, work something out once I got on the road.
Welcome to the Oh Dear Diner. What can I get you today? Coffee?
I couldn't work up much hate for Rose. Something had used her to get to me and left its mark.
Coitada
First
dela.
refill is free. Milk and sugar on the counter there. Would you like to hear today's specials? Thank you. A nice day. Come back soon.
Barry was out of it. He was way too heavy to carry.
You're right. I deserve more money. So handsome.
My gun and flashlight were gone. I'd have to find... Mr. Randolph liked Rose. That little smile she had. How she was still sweet when life had tried so hard to make her bitter. It wasn't any of his business what she did in her trailer. But those strangers, the writer and his smart-ass sidekick.
Ah, saca a polícia.
A way to get Barry into the car as quickly as possible. There was no time to waste.
I just stepped outside to catch a breath of fresh air. Let me tell you, the weather's getting heavy. Nights like this make me especially glad I'm here talking to you and not home in bed. Once the weather takes a turn like this, I can't sleep at all. It's all tangled bed sheets and dark thoughts, punctuated by the occasional plunge into nightmare. Is it just me? Well, perhaps it is. But I hope I can make the night a little bit easier to get through. Caller, you're on KBF FM.
Hey, Pat, it's Walt Snyder.
What's on your mind, Walt?
Well, I am the way you are, but, well, I can't sleep either.
Ok.
I just been staring out the window here, trying to make sense of it all, but, I ain't been drinking either, you know, I just...
Well, you sound like a...
Oh, you're gonna get it now. God knows what you've done to that poor girl.
This is Agent Nightingale, FBI! Get him up, Hemingway! You're under arrest! You move a muscle, I'll unload right in your goddamn face! Stay right where you are, Spillane!
Que porra é essa?
What are? I'm standing right here, you goddamn maniac!
I hated to leave Barry behind, but there was no way I'd miss my appointment with the kidnapper.
Give it up, Mr. Wake! Come on! Make it easy on him!
Get after him! Don't let him get away!
Que massa, hein?
Move it! Move it! I'll have your shot if you let him get away!
Corre, Alan!
Stop running! We have the suspect in sight!
Tem não!
Keep your eyes peeled. He's gonna try to make it through here. Keep moving. Go!
Damn!
Fan out! Move it! God damn it! Where did he go? Keep an eye out! God damn it! Where did he go? Slipped away. Keep an eye out.
Ok, acho que consegui me afastar bem deles. Manuscrito ali?
He's gone. Come on, guys. We need to head him off.
For decades, the darkness that wore Barbara Jagger's skin slept fitfully in the dark place that was its home and prison. It was hungry and in pain. It dreamed of its nights of glory when the poet's writing had called it from the depths and given it a brief, terrible taste of power and freedom. The rock stars had stirred it from the deep sleep the poet had sunk it back to in the end. When it sensed the writer on the ferry, it opened its eyes.
Ok. Oh, merda. Ah, vai tomar no cu. Oxe, por que eu tiro do nada? Ah, sinalizador.
Search the area. Stay sharp. This way. Over here.
Isso não é um bom sinal, amigos.
This horror was everywhere I went, circling me. The cops didn't stand a chance. They were after a writer, not a monster.
Que merda. Mano, não tem como eu derrubar, tipo, 2 carros. Já foi 2, sacou? Eu já volto, pessoal. Só um segundo, pera lá. Ah, deixa eu pausar aqui, pera lá. Não pausou. Voltei, pessoal. Começou a chover aqui na região. Aí eu fui fechar a janela, essas coisas. Qualquer coisa eu interrompo o vídeo e continuo depois. Bora lá. Continuar. Não posso ficar parado. Caralho.
This is James. Mulligan, Thornton, come in. Over. Thornton here. James, we got both Wheeler and Rose in custody. They didn't put up a fight or anything. Why, they were... Hey, Mulligan, what are you doing? Come on. Sit down and give me that. James, Mulligan here. Over. Go ahead, Mulligan. Over. We got Wheeler and Rose here. Wheeler's drunk or
Okay.
up on something. Speaking of which, that Fed had a pretty distinctive whiff of Otis Scotch about him, you know what I mean. Over. I don't have anything on that, Deputy Mulligan. Over. Well, whatever. Anyway, Rose is just being plain weird here. You better get Doc in to take a look at both. Over. Gotcha. You better get them here quickly. The, Fed's gonna want to interview Wheeler. Over. Oh, yeah, I'll bet he does. Looks like they have a lot in common. Mulligan out.
I could see the lights at the radio station in the distance.
Caramba, mano, que merda, hein?
I imagined that the broadcast tower in the distance was part of the local radio station. Maine seemed like a decent guy. Perhaps he could give me directions to the coal mine.
A gente vai descobrir se ele é um cara decente ou não.
Unnatural shadows clung to the gate. The darkness that was after me was trying to stop me. I wouldn't get through without a light.
Perfeito. Agora a gente pode continuar. Preciso de uma lanterna, porra. Tá, tem uma lanterna agora.
It took me a moment to recognize the flashbang grenades. They were an ideal weapon for my situation.
Team 1, come in. Over.
Não tem ninguém por aqui, não.
Team 1, this is Sheriff Breaker. Report. Over. Team 2, come in. I need a report. Over.
É, então, desculpa aí. Tá todo mundo morto.
And here's another call. You're on KBFFM with Pat Maine.
It's Milt Peabody, Pat.
What's on your mind, Milt?
Well, I live near the trailer park, Pat, and there's a big ruckus going on over there.
Well, that's just up the road from me, too. What's going on, do you know?
Ai, vamos continuar. Caralho. Passar sem uma arma é foda, hein? Não confio em ninguém na escuridão. Tá, sinalizador. Beleza, tô chegando em algum lugar.
I hoped Maine could lend me a car to get to the coal mine.
Oh, why, hello, Lorna. What do you have for us?
Well, I just don't see why. It's a trailer park. Of course you would have to avoid a place like that. I mean, what do you expect? The sheriff should be helping us normal citizens instead of wasting resources on those people.
Well,
Let the trash sort themselves out. I'm sorry, but my granddaddy settled in Bright Falls in 1911.
well, thank you very much for that compassionate viewpoint, Lorna.
E aí,
Oh,
beleza?
surprise! The famous
Ah.
writer Alan Wake just walked in, folks. I'm going to see if I can talk him into an interview.
Come on in, Mr. Wake. Oh, I'm so glad you could find the time to do this, Mr. Wake.
Nowhere to run now, Dan Brown. You back away from me. Don't hurt it.
Whoa. Everyone calm down. Put the gun down. We're all friends here, right?
Cool your jets, Nightingale. We got him.
Judas Priest!
What the hell's the matter with you? There's a civilian in there.
Que merda.
I'll get you yet, even if it kills me. You hear me? You hear me, H.P. Lovecraft?
O que você tá falando,
I'd fallen
cara?
off so many cliffs, it was ridiculous. That's what you get for naming a book The Sudden Stop. It was probably good I hadn't had the chance to tell Maine where I was going. I'd have to loot. Nightingale stared through the broken studio window into the dark woods. He turned around, started to walk out, but Maine grabbed his arm. Young man, you almost shot me. You don't shoot off rounds at people like that. What's the matter with you? The cops and find my own way to the mine.
Perfeito, o sinalizador. Isso vai ajudar um pouco. Vambora.
There was no sensible reason for the power company work lights to be here. It was almost as if they'd been left for someone like anyone else.
The Darkness. O que tá escrito ali? Oh! Tá maluco? Faz isso não. Eu tenho que ligar todos, será? Ou não. Tem algo por aqui? Parece que não, vambora. Não é por aqui, né? Por aqui? Tem uma passagem aqui atrás? E dali é o manuscrito? É o manuscrito.
The bulldozer's engine roared.
Ah, tá, vou ser atacado por uma escavadeira. Da hora, hein? Empolgante demais. Tô tão feliz. Eu vou me fuder.
Sarah trusted her gut, and her gut said Agent Nightingale was an asshole. He felt wrong, and it wasn't just the smell of stale booze. It was in the way he flashed his badge, pulled rank, the look in his eyes when he wanted answers. Where was Alan Wake? What was this about an accident? Where was his wife? And most importantly, why did she let Wake go? He wouldn't answer her questions.
Filha da puta, já volto aqui para lá.
Federal business was all he'd say.
Voltando aqui. Oi? Ah, quem tá ligando?
Hello?
The most stubborn man I've ever met.
Alice? Alice?
Alan, I'm so afraid. Keeps me in the dark. Please help me. I look at you, Alan, and it's not you. Something else. Looking out from behind your eyes.
Alice, I'm here.
I'm so alone here. It's all gonna go to hell. You need to be careful. Cooperate.
Que merda.
The connection had been terrible, but that wasn't the only thing that hadn't been right with the call. She sounded wrong somehow, but she had called me.
Por aqui? Beleza. Isso daqui não tava aqui antes, pelo que eu vi.
The pipe wrenched itself loose from the...
Algum objeto possuído vai me atacar e não é uma pessoa.
I could see a railway bridge up ahead and a warehouse of some sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there.
Follow the light.
That was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
Caralho! Ai, caralho!
I slammed the door shut right in his smug face. He pleaded for me to open the door. True to form, the asshole actually thought I would obey. I had no sympathy left, no guilt either, not for him. I took a moment to...
Presença escura, Dark Presence. É aquela mulher, né?
As a teenager, just starting to get interested in writing, Stephen King had been a source of inspiration to me. I thought about all the inanimate objects that had come to life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story. Certainly not the protagonist. That's what makes them fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
Super divertido. Saber que tá chegando perto de mim, né? Nossa, agora eles estão entrando em lugar... Apesar que aqui não tem luz, né? Não tá com a luz acesa aqui. Na luz eles não podem machucar você. É, eu notei isso. Faz um tempo, né? Ah, tá suave, aqui tem luz. Tum, 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 tum. Tum, 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 tum.
Self-delusion, covering a vast cosmos of madness and horror. All too often, the stars are right. In Night Springs. Tonight's episode, a family occasion. Journalist Alvin Derlis tricked
The darkness surged towards me.
customs of an insular community in Night Springs. Less than successful.
Claro que isso ia acontecer, né? E começou a chover.
Has been less than successful.
Caralho. Puta que pariu, mano. Sacanagem do cacete. Café. Beleza, vambora.
I had never been this glad to see the sunrise. I had a couple of hours to get to the coal mine. The coal mine wasn't far now. Today, I would meet the kidnapper, and he would give me Alice. I wouldn't give him any other choice. A drowning man will clutch at a straw.
Bora lá. Ah, você tem que ir a pé mesmo? Tipo, nossa, não dava pra ir de carro. Nem um pouquinho dava. Sério? Tá bom, né? Quem sou eu pra julgar? Por que parece que tá ficando um pouquinho escuro? Sério? É o carro dele? Ai, finalmente. Já volto aqui, pera lá. Deixa eu arrumar aqui, pessoal. Só um segundinho, tô arrumando aqui. Bora lá.
This is Pat Main, and you're listening to KBF-FM. Folks, I want to apologize for kind of abandoning you to that looping music track last night, but I was detained. You see, I encountered a big-shot G-man with an itchy trigger finger who could use a lesson in manners and a boot in the ass, not necessarily in that order either. Now, folks, I know I'm not being very informative here, and I apologize for that. I really should just keep quiet, but I'm just so peeved right now, because some people just shouldn't be carrying badges. I'm just glad that our Sheriff Breaker was there to straighten things out. And if someone I met last night is listening, let me just say, I'm sorry if my mouth got you in trouble. I'm pretty sure you're not the bad guy here.
Obrigado.
Speed, son. I hope you know what you're doing. Now, on a lighter note, I'll be talking to Dr. Nelson all morning. But first...
Não, música não. Tô indo embora. Vamos fazer o filme do Alan aí que virar realidade. Filme não, livro, né? Eita, desculpa.
I was early. I was supposed to meet the kidnapper at noon in the main building. The coal mine was quiet. It was a museum now. With Nightingale gone and the night wind blowing in through the broken studio window, Maine stared at Sarah. The sheriff looked away. Maine's voice shook with barely controlled anger.
Vai dar merda. A erupção vulcânica fez o que fez aquela cabana do lago afundar então.
I didn't want to go outside. Cops had to be looking for me. The noon sun turned the place into a sauna. The day dragged on. Different scenarios ran through my mind. Ways of how I'd torture the kidnapper to get Alice back. Or the different horrible things he could have done to her. I imagined her dead. I had no way of knowing she was still alive. It was killing me. I was running on blind hope. It was all a waste of time. The bastard never showed up.
Wake!
Where the hell are you?
Change of plans. You know where Mirror Peak is? It's a big mountain north of where you are. You follow the path from the mine, you can't miss it. There's a lookout point there. I'll be waiting.
I'm through being jerked around
you
by
want
you.
to see your wife alive? Because if you do, you better watch what you say to me. Do we understand each other?
I want to talk to Alice.
Yeah, and I want the manuscript. Don't keep me waiting, Wake.
Hello? Hello? Ah! I'm gonna kill him.
I had to get to Mirror Peak.
Porra!
It was close. maybe closer than ever before.
Ah, é por aqui. Ai, caralho. Tá, consegui descer, né?
When Thomas Zane fell for Barbara Jagger, it happened fast. She was young, vibrant, and beautiful, full of life.
Let's go pra merda. Por onde? Por aqui?
The only way to reach the hillside ahead was to go through the building. I had to find a way to avoid electrocution.
Let's go com o meu carrinho. Claro que não tá funcionando. Porra! Merda! Oh! Oh! Tá bom, tá bom, tá bom. Não vai dar certo assim. Interessante, vamos saber isso aqui. Vai, 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 vai. Isso, porra. Opa. Tá bom. Let's go. Tá ficando complicado pra mim, hein?
Some of the taken retained echo.
Não, vou esperar aquela merda tá aberta.
There was no way the flashbang grenades were Standard Power Company equipment.
Ok. Tô vivo.
I stared through the bars of the jail.
Ah, é legal. Vou ser preso com o Barry. Não é tão ruim assim, na verdade. Pelo menos eu vou estar com meu amigo. Por aqui. Eita! Quase esqueço minha garrafa de café. Ela é super preciosa, pessoal. Nunca esqueçam de pegar se você jogar esse jogo.
I had no real plan. I was going to give the kidnapper all the manuscript pages I had for Alice. If that wasn't enough, I'd hold him at gunpoint and make him talk.
Isso sim é uma escopeta de verdade. Tem alguma coisa aqui. Na verdade, pelo jeito, pro outro lado que tinha alguma coisa. Mas agora eu já tô aqui. Foda-se.
The dark presence was moving ahead of me in the same direction I was going. A cold feeling settled itself in the pit of my stomach. Was it going for Alice?
The graveyard shift may cause cancer.
Tá, eu vi um negocinho ali interessante.
The graveyard shift may cause cancer.
Tá, acho que eu tenho um
Was
plano.
it going for Alice?
Vocês vão ver.
The graveyard shift may cause cancer.
Tá bom, eu já volto aqui pra lá. Saco. Já volto. Consegui ligar uma luz aqui. Espero que isso signifique que aquele cara vai parar de vir atrás de mim.
The place was dead, a ghost town. Had been for decades, maybe a century.
Beleza. Ah, porra, toma no cu. Porra, caralho. Saco.
The place was dead, a ghost town. Had been for decades, maybe a century. Things were never as simple in real life as in fiction. I had lost count of the times I had wished there'd be a clear reason for my writer's block.
Okay.
Something to fight, something to lash out on. There wasn't. I was filled with doubt. I was nothing like the hero in my books. Alex Casey had gone through his life with single-minded determination, never wavering from his goal. Even now, I was angry at myself.
Isso aí vai caindo, vai. Beleza. Consegui fugir. Mas não por muito tempo, eu suponho. Eu não sabia que aquele café tá ali, mas pelo jeito eu acabei achando vantagens.
Anything outside of writing is a struggle. I feel ill. I managed to make my way downstairs. There's a shoebox filled with books and papers by Thomas Zane. It's very hard to focus, but I managed to read some of it. He's a poet, and a good one. He writes of muses and creators summoning fabulous things from a magic lake, using his powers to shape the world of a realm of gods and dreams and demons, dark things that wait for a chance to slip through, wearing the flesh of men as disguise. Zane writes about himself, his girlfriend being taken over by a dark presence, about growing scared of the lake. Zane believes it's a mirror to the gaping void of darkness above, where some Lovecraftian presence lurks. I crawled back upstairs. I'll borrow these things for my story. They ring true. They fit.
Corre, Alan. Não acho que é uma boa ficar parado.
The kidnapper had sent me a text. The message was full of spelling errors and insults. It was telling me to hurry up.
Essa respiração dá uma leve agonia, porque não é eu respirando, isso aqui é outra coisa.
Birds.
Ok. Consegui passar pelos pássaros. Agora tem que sair daqui. Que porra foi essa? Tunnels go to Coulter Lake. O túnel vai pro lago lá que a gente tava no começo, pelo jeito.
Without warning, the headache stabbed at my brain. Alice?
Alice?
I'm losing it. I gotta get out. The hunters were big, thick-set men, confident and at home in the woods. They were feeling good. Out of here.
Ela tá dentro do lago? É que o lago... Pra onde leva o lago? O que é presença sombria? Sacou? O que é o lugar escuro? Que a gente viu num dos manuscritos, The Dark Place.
I'd have to make my way up this mine shaft in order to go on. Maybe the machinery could help me with that.
Puzzle. Entendi pra onde que eu tenho que ir? Pra cá. Beleza. Agora por aqui. Ah, putz, fui burro. Entendi. Eu pulei direto pra cá, mas tem que descer a escada. Agora sim. Calor, mano. Ah, 6 de novo, caralho.
Oh, great. Another cable car. Just great.
Ah, déjà vu é. Cadê os pássaros? Vai logo! Porra, não, nem vem. Puta que pariu. Ok, tô vivo. Oh, caralho. Ah, morri. Strike! Nossa, mas isso aqui foi do nada. Tá bom, bora lá. Ah, isso aqui vai dar um problema, hein? Não dá pra correr. Vambora. Tem tempo pra ficar enrolando, não.
Maud had checked all of Stucky's rental cabins. There had been no sign of the Wakes. It was dark when he'd found their car parked at the end of the road by Cauldron Lake. It made no sense. They must have taken a wrong turn, but there was no sign of them, and the car had been there for hours already. Frustrated, Mott stood on the rotten ruin of the footbridge that had...
Tom, você fala comigo na TV. Sentiu minha falta? Não, eu sinto sua falta, Tom. Você escreveu isso? Tom. Eu te amaldiçoo, Thomas Zane. Tchau, pessoal. Mas que diabos esse prédio tá fazendo aqui, cara?
I could see Cauldron Lake. I thought I could make out the spot where the island and the cabin had been. There was a light near it. It had to be a boat. I was close now. I had to get there fast. I dreaded what I would find.
Wait! Are you?
Sim.
Hey, I'm here! I'm coming!
No! Get away! Sorry! Please, lady!
The boss didn't know who he was messing with. I didn't know. I swear, I didn't know. We don't have his wife.
Que porra foi essa?
Previously on Alan Wake, I'm hunted by the law.
Alan, shh, baby. It was just a nightmare.
Alice.
There you go, Alan.
Hartman. I fell.
I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period.
What?
Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now. The shock of your wife's death triggered a mental illness.
No, you're lying.
You're suffering from various symptoms of undifferentiated schizophrenia.
Bastard.
It's okay, Alan. Just let go.
Vou dar uma exploradinha aqui, que agora eu tô curioso. Tipo, eu ia encerrar o vídeo, mas eu vou dar mais uma olhadinha antes de encerrar.
I felt groggy. Whatever Hartman had bumped in me was making me numb. I felt like this was happening to someone else. Someone I was watching on television. I couldn't think. Couldn't focus. There were only empty sheets of paper here. No manuscript pages. The door was locked. I was a prisoner here.
Good evening, Alan. Are we feeling better now? Feeling calm?
Yeah. I see you brought your pet gorilla with you. So sure, I'm calm. I get the message. Loud and clear.
Quite right. That's the spirit. You're being very brave, Alan. I understand you're confused. I would be more concerned if you weren't suspicious of me. I don't blame you for it.
Big of you.
Now, why don't you come with me? We'll reacquaint you with my clinic and go over everything you might have forgotten. Little walk and some fresh air? Yes, it will do you good. This corridor is for patients. Most of them aren't here right now. Jack took them out for a fishing trip, except for the ones who are particularly vulnerable, of course. I encourage creativity as a part of the recovery process here at Cauldron Lake Lodge. I specialize in treating artists.
I bet you do.
Splendid, Alan. I honestly believe we can get this thing under control if we work together. This way, Alan. Now, Alan, from past experience with you, I know I need to get right into the heart of the matter as quickly as I can after an episode. So I'm just going to say this. Alice is dead.
No.
You're in a very vulnerable state until you understand and accept this. Alice drowned, and you couldn't face that. You're suffering from hallucinations, paranoid delusions, unusual thinking, an obsession about light and darkness, a feeling that everything revolves around you, your thoughts and dreams. Your mind has constructed an elaborate fantasy scenario in which your writings are affecting reality. She has been kidnapped and supernatural forces of darkness are trying to stop you. We go this way, Alan.
I wasn't ready for another shot, so I went along with it. He had to be lying. But under the influence of the drug he had given me, I had to fight not to believe his words.
It's all in your head. You've been making it up. Apart from the tragic accident with your wife, no one has been killed. Your delusions are just a manifestation of your subconscious mind trying to protect you from the too painful truth.
Opa! T.Z. Thomas Zane.
Unless we fight the fantasy, it will return. I know the instinct is to resist me, but think about it. Doesn't this make far more sense than the insane supernatural conspiracy you have concocted in your mind? You're a skeptic by nature, Alan. We both know this. Everything can be explained logically. I never get tired of this view. Very inspiring, isn't it?
Cauldron Lake spread below us. I could see Mirror Peak on the other side of the lake. I thought I could make out the spot where Diver's Isle had been when I arrived with Alice. Now there was nothing but waves.
It seems there's a storm coming. Funny, I don't recall there being a mention of that in the weather forecast. Well, no matter. This way. Follow me. Alan, what I'm telling you is good news. Right now, we're in control. Every time you have a relapse, it gets more and more difficult to resurface from the dark depths of your imagination. Not surprising, considering your profession. Imagination is what you work with. After all your nightmares, this should come as an immense relief to you. If it doesn't, why is that? Because I'm lying? Or because you don't want to admit that you're not well? It's very natural for you to think of me as your enemy. It's part of the illness.
I let him talk.
After all,
Hartman
I'm the
obviously
one
loved
trying
his
to
own
bring you
voice.
out of the
His
world
words
you've
echoed
constructed
madly
for
inside
yourself.
my head.
But I
I dug my
can't do
nails
it
into the
by
palms of
myself.
my hands to stay
You need
focused.
to work with me. Once you accept that, we can begin the journey towards your recovery. Come along. Let's go inside. Here's the entrance to the office wing. That's for staff only.
Scary, scary, scary.
Emerson.
I'm a real bad dream, mister. You should be afraid of me. Don't want to run into me in the night, that's for sure.
Please, Emerson. Mr. Wake is confused enough as it is.
Yeah, you'd like me to go away so you won't be scared. But you can't just decide what kind of dream you have or when you have it.
Oh, hello. I've painted you.
Eu?
I was just struck by inspiration a couple of days ago. Dr. Hartman wanted me to paint landscapes, and that's what I was doing. But now I've been doing these things, a lot of them. The images just keep coming. Dr. Hartman likes them. He has them in his office.
Yeah? Alan, please, this way. Now, you might have noticed the typewriter in your room. You've been writing as a part of the therapy. As soon as you feel up to it, you should continue.
My rheumatism's killing me. There's a storm coming. Oh, what a storm.
Night
I
Spring.
hope it wipes this place off the face of the earth.
And these two are the Anderson brothers, Odin and Thor. They had how should I put this? A heavy metal band in the 70s and 80s called Old Gods of Asgard. They even adopted new first names to complete the image of Viking gods. After the band broke up, they lived on a farm nearby. They are, well, in advanced stages of dementia. They are well cared for, TLC and all that. There's nothing more that can be done. I'm afraid that the rock and roll lifestyle has left its mark.
Oh, that won't do. I'm so sorry to cut this short for now, Alan. The power has been acting up. I'd better go check on it. We'll continue this soon. Meanwhile, when you feel up to it, return to your room and try to write. It really is for the best. Don't you think?
I'd like to bash his head in with a hammer.
Oh, he'd love to fish out our secrets, but he has no clue. He's not crazy enough. Not crazy like us, Sonny. Yeah! Being crazy's a requirement, Sonny. Who else could understand the world when it's like this? It takes crazy to know crazy.
That's the sanest thing I've heard in a while.
Zane! You're all right, Tom. Hey, we like him, don't we, bro? He's got to go to the farm.
The Anderson Farm. Valhalla!
We wrote it all down, lest we'd forget. A crash course. All you need to know to get your head right. You need to find the message.
Here, Sonny, here's something for you. Gave me a rash, but I kept it safe from these bastards.
My head was clearing up. Zane could feel the poems, taking form, shaping things. According to Hartman, I was sinking back into the fantasy. I was convinced he was lying to me about everything. Crazy or not, the Andersons made more sense.
I'm a bad dream. And
yeah, good thing he's not overreacting or anything. I may need a hand here later on, Birch. The storm's bound to make you know who.
Deixa eu ir pro quarto. Se acontecer alguma coisa, daí eu encerro o vídeo depois.
I'm not myself.
Ah!
To think that there's a shadow inside my head. I can only focus on writing. Everything else is a blur. I'm trapped in this cabin. Have been for days, but it's always dark outside. My editor is real. I saw her again. She's not human. It's not human. A dark presence is wearing the old woman's face. She was covered in clinging shadows. There's a hole in her chest where her heart should be. I think I've made a horrible mistake. I don't think I'm any closer to saving Alice. It's been lying to me, using me to get the story it wants, and the story will come true.
Hey, Wake. Why don't you humor Dr. Hartman and give the writing a shot, huh? The typewriter's in your room.
The white glare of the blank page in front of me hurt my eyes. My hands began to shake uncontrollably.
Everybody, calm down. Put that down. Bert, I need help.
Hey, Wake, you stay here. I'm gonna go see what's up. You just keep doing what you're doing. Be cool, okay?
I didn't know what the chaos was all about, but it could be my only chance of getting out of here.
I don't know.
Here's a friendly poke from Mjolnir Wench.
Oh, afraid of the crazy brothers, are you?
Hartman kept talking, giving Barry the grand tour, clearly proud of the place. He went on and on about his hunting trophies, and Barry was impressed. But he was here on business. He raised his voice.
Merda.
Not so weak now, are we?
Sinclair looked bad. That wasn't a love tale.
Vou parar por aqui, pessoal. Até a próxima e falou. Tchau, tchau pra vocês.